This video will show you how to perform calculations on detail data, that is, data that has not yet been grouped and aggregated. You can perform detail-level calculations both at the dataset level and at the dashboard level. To perform a detail calculation at the dataset level, first click on the Data tab at the top, and then find the dataset on which you want to perform the calculation. In this case, we'll perform a calculation on a dataset called Sales Explorer. To open the dataset, simply click on the dataset itself. This dataset, called Sales Mirror, contains detail information about particular orders. To perform a detail-level calculation, create an expression column on the dataset. To do this, press the FX button or Create Expression button in the title bar of the dataset. Provide a name for the new expression column, and then use the formula editor to create the expression. In this case, we want to create a new column that will contain the item price, which is the total divided by the quantity purchased. The total and the quantity purchased are columns that already exist in this data set. To create the expression column, then, we'll simply remove the existing expression and then perform the desired calculation. Total divided by quantity purchased. As you can see, it's easiest to enter the field names by clicking on the fields in the field listing. This expression will perform a detail-level calculation based on the values of total and quantity purchased in every row of the dataset. Note that these calculations can be performed using either SQL syntax or using JavaScript syntax. In general, expressions written using SQL syntax can be expected to perform better, but it's often easier to write expressions using JavaScript, which will then be processed by the data worksheet. If you do write your expressions using SQL, be sure that the SQL syntax you use is the correct SQL syntax for your particular database. Press OK to save the expression column, and note that the dataset now contains a new column providing the item price. You can also perform detail-level calculations at the dashboard level. This dashboard contains a single table. If we want to calculate the item price based on the total and the quantity, we can also do this at the dashboard level. To perform this calculation, right-click on the dataset in the component panel and select New Calculated Field. Then choose the Detail option. This allows you to create a calculation that operates on the individual detail records in the dataset. Provide a name for the new calculated field, press OK, and then again specify the formula to define this new field. Here again, the result that we want is the total divided by the quantity purchased, and it's easiest to add the field names simply by clicking on the names in the fields list. Again, you can choose whether to write the expression as SQL or as JavaScript. Press OK to save this detail-level calculation. The calculated field appears as part of the dataset in the component panel, but keep in mind that this calculated field only exists within the context of this particular dashboard. To add the new calculated field into the table, simply drag the field into the table as you would for any other field.